Yeah. I knew we were there. He's a pretty good eye. Meeting for June 16th, 2026. Call to order. A roll call.
Councilor Robert Cheney.
Here.
Councilor Jamie McElmurray. Here. Councilor Kathy Ragg. Here. Councilor Rick Held.
Here.
Councilor Diana Larson. Here. And Mayor Luke Dillon.
Here. All right, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Other presentations, citizens heard on non-agenda items. We have one. Roland, if you would, also if you want to state your address, name and address for the record.
Roland Simhauser, and you can address me as RJ. That's fine. I live at 135 Darcy Way, Northeast Darcy Way.
Okay. Yeah,
Sit down. Great. Two things I would like to ask the council about. First one is, this time of year, we're getting a lot of folks that like to solicit business from all over. And so I'm not quite clear on what they're supposed to do when a roofing business or security company, whoever comes in, starts knocking door to door and wants your business. Is there an ordinance that where they do they have to come to the city and say, look, I'm ABC Construction and I'm going to be in the city and I'd like to see about getting some business. Is there a protocol that they have to follow?
I think they have to have a business license in our city.
So we have a peddler's license, and it is an annual license that they will fill out for while they're in town. They're supposed to report the vehicle that they're using, identification for each individual going door to door. We do a background check on that license, and then they're issued a peddler's license to go around for a period of time.
And so
also generally post a picture of them on Facebook to say this person is legit.
that doesn't do me any good. I'm too old to have a Facebook account. So let's just, can I ask, so maybe in the past couple of weeks, has anyone came?
No, and so sometimes we'll have residents call and let us know that somebody is going door to door. I've had people stop at my door and I just let them know they need to go stop by City Hall to get a peddler's license. I'm sure some have and some haven't.
Okay, so this week, I've had 3 individuals from, is it called Vivint Security? Okay, 2 guys showed up at my house. And I have always gone out my door. I've stepped outside my house and I lock my door behind me and not allowed anybody in my house. And they were talking to me about, wanting to do the security thing. I asked them, have you guys checked in with the city? So that didn't happen. So I told them that I wasn't interested. And it was like talking to a used car salesman. Okay, they didn't get the point. I was not interested, so I said, look, you give me your business card with your phone number, I'll think about it and I'll call you. Well, we don't have any. Would you give me a piece of paper and a pen? No, I won't. So what I want you to do is leave. So just boom. And it's either the next day or the day after, another guy shows up. Different guy, same company. And I asked him, have you checked in with the city? So they know you're doing business, because you're supposed to. No, we're only gonna be here for, and so him and I got into quite a lengthy conversation. And he was very, like I said, another used car salesman that you don't ever want to talk to. I finally got him to leave, because I got a little bit ignorant with him. The next day, he comes back. I'm in my backyard, and I'm looking over across the street to my neighbor. She's this young, pregnant mom. He's out there talking to her. She doesn't, and I found out today from her mom, she just wanted him to go, and he just persistently just would not. I seen him, so I went over and talked to him, and I jacked him again, and I said, you just need to get out of here right now. So if they're supposed to come.
So that business that you're talking about has a actual business license with the city, and so if you would have just reached out to us, then I would just contact our owner on that, let them know that the peddler's license is separate from the business license. If you're going door to door, we have to vet those. But those are things that you don't have to wait for council for. Those do them in the moment.
Yeah, I wanted to address the council. So if there's a, an ordinance and protocol that they have to follow.
Yes.
So now I have a clear understanding of what they're supposed to be doing. So I can run them off. Yeah, I just don't appreciate people coming to my door. I've had others in the past. Here's what I'm doing. I'm not interested. Okay, thank you for your time. Here's my card.
Yeah, and I think, as Joanna just said, if in that moment they're not leaving, or you're asking them to leave, they're not leaving, you need to call City Hall, because we can get somebody out there and, I don't know if it's considered trespassing at that moment.
Well, if they don't leave, absolutely,
Yeah.
somebody in the property. No,
Yeah.
but we get a lot of calls too, somebody just called dispatch.
Yeah.
People are going door to door, and so we go out and we talk to them, and if they don't, because they'll say, hey, do you have a business license or a peddler's license? Oh, yeah, and I'll call Joanna, because I've done that before, and she's like, yeah, no, they do it. I'm like, y'all need to pack up and get out of here, or go get that, you can't be selling in the city, so.
Yeah, so this second individual that came 2 days in a row, it happened on the weekend. So I wouldn't have been able to contact anybody anyway, but I don't have a problem with confrontation and running people off my property or even my neighbor. And that's what I told him. I go, look, this is my neighborhood, and the people in this neighborhood, we watch out for one another. So you just
Are they supposed to honor, like, if you're like the individual or residents have like a no solicitation sign?
Yeah, that's what I'm on that.
I don't know if they do or not.
yeah. Okay, I got a better understanding of that.
You can put up a no trespassing sign, they can't come, if they come up to your door, they're trespassing.
Oh, I just let them come to the door. I don't care. I have dispatch in my phone book. The other thing I wanted to ask the council to consider, where I live on Darcy Way, I live on an inside corner. So this is Lisa Way, this is Darcy. We have a lot of traffic here lately, and back in the 90s, my wife came to the city council and got approval for slow children signs. There's one down on the end of Darcy, and there's one on Stevenson Court when you come up. But I've watched over the years, there are people that live up Simpson Lane that'll use Stevenson Court, Lisa, Darcy, instead of just taking Neil Lane and going on about their business. I've had two individuals that I will get their license number and I will contact the police department so they can. There are two minivans that just decide they just fly up through there. It's a really unsafe corner, and I've been to Roseburg. Over in the Hillcrest area, they have a couple of streets that have speed humps. They're just a gradual slow down, going through the neighborhood. And so I would ask that the council would consider looking into that. you know, and then let me know how, if, at some point down the road, if that's something that's feasible. But I would want two, one on Lisa and one on Darcy. So if you're coming down Lisa, you gotta slow before you make the corner. If you're coming this way, you gotta slow. Because we've got kids out there now that are learning to ride their bikes. Their parents are out there, you know, but these people, they don't care. And, I don't know if, how that would work if I, you know, actually stopped one and said, hey, you know, I don't know if the police department want me to do that. So, but consider that. And I talked with my wife today and even, I would even be willing to talk to the neighbors to see if maybe there would be some financial help to help put those in. So, I mean, it would affect me. I mean, it'd be like right in front of my house. It'd be one here and one here. So, but it would definitely help slow people down and because we've had some close calls there. And I will get those license numbers because one of them actually drives through there with their baby in their lap right behind the steering wheel. So I will get those. So thank you.
Thank you, RJ.
Thank you.
We're gonna go to that. Thank you. Randy. Say your name and address for the record.
My name is Brandy Vogel, and I live at 327 Wheat Street here in Myrtle Creek. Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Brandy Vogel. I appreciate the opportunity to speak tonight. I want to be clear before I start. My concern is not based on religion. I respect that people have many different beliefs, and everyone has the freedom to practice those beliefs privately. My concern is about what's appropriate for a public library. Supported by taxpayer dollars, especially when programming may involve minors or present activities that many members of our community view as entertainment rather than education. Libraries have an important role. They exist to promote literacy, learning, critical thinking, and access to information. When the library hosts activities like tarot card readings, it raises questions about whether those programs align with the mission. Tarot card readings are not recognized as evidence-based counseling, science, or educational instruction. They're generally presented as spiritual practice, personal belief, or entertainment. Because of that, I believe that the city should carefully consider whether hosting or endorsing these events reflects the purpose of the public institution. This isn't about telling adults what they can or can't do. Adults are free to do what they want. They can seek tarot card readings anywhere they choose. The question is whether a government-funded public library is the appropriate venue for our children to be read tarot cards. I would respectfully ask the council to review the library's programming policies and consider whether activities like tarot card readings are consistent with the library's mission, the community expectations, and the responsible use of public resources. Thank you for your time and the service to our community.
Just out of curiosity, does the library do like a board meeting or for the meeting? Yeah, you go to it too, right?
Sometimes, and then moved it to 4 o'clock now. It's on a Tuesday, 4 o'clock. So it's really tight. But Joanna looked that up. You and the agreement says that the city council has no say, correct?
Yeah, no interference in library activity. And that was pretty old. I think it's the agreement we went into when the county first pulled funding and Friends of Myrtle Creek Library took over and formed. So, we could always review it. We could just, reach out to Shane Kelly and ask for a sit down already.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say that I'm open to pursuing this further, but I think maybe the first thing maybe is to go to one of the board meetings and kind of address them directly. That might be the best thing to start.
I just know it's a city building.
It's a city,
So
yeah.
that was my
So that was where I started.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
We did review the agreement,
This was brought up a couple months ago, 2 months ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
a while ago.
Yeah.
We did review the contract, and our agreement states that the council, because it is ran by the Friends of the Library and privately funded, that it is not something that we have control over.
Okay.
But we're talking about maybe discussing that with the library and looking into potentially looking at the old agreement. Just coming to some common consensus about the activities that we expect for a public building.
I mean, I think, yeah, you make the point, it is a
Yeah.
city building, so that we can't, no, I'm not saying we should, like, right now, we're doing, it. I'm not saying next.
No, I'm pretty
I think it's a
open-minded and it raised my
Yeah.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'd like to open up that conversation.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Have you talked to anybody directly from the library?
No.
Not yet.
All right, we're on consent agenda items, consent agenda part 1, approval minutes for regular city council meeting for June 2nd, 2026. And consent agenda part 2, acknowledge receipt of payroll and claims report from May 2026.
I'll make a motion that we approve this consent agenda, part 1 and part 2. Approval of minutes for the regular city council meeting for June 2nd, 2026, and acknowledge of the received payroll and claims report for more than 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Department reports, finance officer report.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'd like to submit my written report for the financial activities into the record, and I'm willing to answer any questions the council may have.
Can you tell me what the EBS trust is,
That is for the planning grant,
the planning grant?
planning grant for Millsite Park.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Any questions from the listening? Police department report.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I'd like to submit a written report and answer any questions you may have.
I'd like to know, you mentioned that, there was a function for those officers that passed away.
Yes.
How many, or can you give me an estimate, let's say in the last 5 years, how many officers?
So there was one who passed away the last couple of years, and that's the fallen officer memorial. That's the one-away white spot right across the bridge. And so they considered his death duty-related death, so he was actually shot and ran over right there back in the 80s, I believe.
In the 80s?
Yeah,
So-
I think it stemmed from a fight here in town, and then he was responding to help and contacted the suspect and ended up getting shot and ran over. And then he later died from those injuries. So there's been a total of 6 in Douglas County.
Okay, okay, I was just curious.
Well, I mean, my question is to clarify too, that the 6 is just over the long period of time. It's not like 6 in the last year.
No, it's
Yeah.
six over the period of time, I think, since we've, been established as incorporated cities and stuff like that.
Do you remember what happened on the 113? Manny's not here, but there's marks all over the road, and it was about a month ago, so it was after the last meeting. So,
Yeah, I know which parks you're talking about, so I've seen those, but I don't know what happened there.
You don't either. If you don't catch it on Facebook right away.
I'm just kind of curious, next door, they're doing the construction and, are they like, I was just wondering if we've communicated or if they know that we're gonna be doing some work actually, starting soon.
That is communicated with the fence.
Yeah, and just kind of, we're coordinating with them a little bit, because I know
They're
getting
going,
close to work, so, yeah.
they want to put a fence along us, so we're gonna split the cost of that with them, and then
After July, I think we have a budget, we're gonna finish the rest of the phases and put in the automatic gate for Johnson's.
Where is the property line? Is it right on the line, on the concrete?
It's 3/4 of the building.
Yeah, it's more than, yeah. That's good. That's nice, it was with a cotton with it.
Yeah.
And so they're okay doing a fence that's what we would need? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the 6-foot chain link with the privacy,
Yes.
slats or whatever they call that.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, no barbed wire.
Yeah. That's like this one. That's true. Right.
Yeah, I think he told me today, I think if you notice that retaining wall back there, it's kind of stair step. And I think his plan is to actually level that retaining wall out, so it's just gonna be one level instead of stair step, and then they'll put the fencing on, so it should actually look better, when they do that as well.
I think they built a little wall around the back of your generator.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw that. So that's what I was wondering, is that little thing that they put around is ours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. On their property?
It's on our property.
Okay. Look back at this. When are they supposed to start the assignment?
So yeah, we got the seismic grant, and then, so I got contact from the company we went through that helped write the grant, and he told me that the state would be getting a hold of Zach in the near future, and then we'll go from there, so I don't have an exact date, but we're hoping sooner than later.
During that construction, is there any anticipated relocation needs?
Yes, yeah, and so that's part of the grant, there's a portion of the grant will cover up to a certain amount of relocation fees and moving fees and storage fees and things like that, so I don't foresee us being able to stay in the building while they're doing that. I mean, I guess we'll find out for sure when they get here, just, but because it's upstairs, downstairs, I don't see us being able to stay in there, so.
Do we have that planned out yet?
Yeah,
So, a couple ideas, you can rent, like the small trailer manufactured homes. I talked to Manny, one of the ideas is possibly putting it there behind the fire department for like a temporary location for us.
that's old ambulance.
Where the old ambulance thing used to be, and then we'd be able to store some things in Connex containers, at a location. And, if not, I don't know, I mean, there's not a lot of buildings that the city has that's vacant. So,
Put them out in the bar home.
right, yeah. But we'll definitely figure out something, when we find out more.
Maybe that visitor center, nobody at the visitor center. Stick with it.
Well, that's one of the things I thought, it's really small, but I mean,
Yeah.
worst case scenario, we could make something work, but we have to also make sure that we're in a location because of the job we do, that people just can't barge in and,
Right.
I've got to think the protection of my,
Yeah.
of my staff too, so. Yeah.
Any other questions for chief? All right, fire department report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I want to submit the report in this written. If I can answer his questions, your questions.
Did he tell you anything to, help you with
So now there's a significant increase in public left assist.
Yeah.
Now it's time for, fire calls for fires during fire season.
Move on to public groups.
Council also did public report in this written.
On the golf course.
Yes. Pretty caught up. We're probably not as, broken, heads. Finding
There's quite a few.
there's like 4 or 5 of them that just regularly, they don't want to shut off, which is a problem. They can be fixed, they gotta be taken out of the ground, and put apart and fixed.
Is that big job, checking it out?
I don't think so, they're generally, very tall, so you take that on.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question on, when someone rents, for an event, you know, has a reservation for an event, how do they go back and check, like, I saw, about a month ago, there was a big wedding, at Evergreen, and then the next day, the following day, I noticed that one of the picnic tables was damaged, and I don't know for sure if that happened, you know, at the wedding, but how do you, what is your procedure for, for going back to check, like for garbage pickup and stuff like that?
I just think it's the next day we're there, we're there cleaning up the garbages and stuff, we notice something.
Yeah, okay.
And the picnic table has been broken for quite a while, behind one of the big shrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
I've
pushed
seen it a few times.
Yeah, I think it was moved actually, right? I don't know why, but it's behind there now. But, another thing is, I was out today, over at Millsite, and there was a beautiful breeze, and, I sat down for a while on one of the benches out there, and I noticed that they were pretty good shape. However, over at the other parks, some of the benches are, like needing paint and stuff like that. Is that part of your schedule or?
Oh, absolutely. I know for the last couple of weeks, we've been shorthanded, we've been down to one parks guy, and just, the guy we had wasn't working out, and we had to get rid of him, and we did an interview process, and we just finally hired the guy, Monday.
Okay, yeah, I know you were, kind of backed up on your health, and then also Leslie pointed out, which I wasn't really thinking that, in the summer, it's totally different, it's so slow in the winter, but then in the summer, it's like somebody turns on a light switch and everybody goes crazy and everybody's doing everything, you know? But, and I don't know, now you complete the fifth on this, I'm gonna ask you a question. And, because, you know, you're new and you've had to learn everything, and of course, that's taken quite a while. But if you were to grade, what you would observe after coming in as far as all your maintenance responsibility, what grade would you probably give it?
I don't know, the streets or parks or.
Just in general, yeah, like, the sewer situation, the park situation, the RV, everything, just overall everything.
I don't even know where I would start.
Where you would even,
Yeah,
would you say that, there were certain areas that desperately needed, your attention?
maybe.
Mhm.
I know the streets are one that keeps coming up.
Street, okay,
But paving's expensive, we're doing the best we can there.
okay, okay, so, yeah, I noticed, I was talking, visiting with Leslie, and she said that you were approaching that area differently, which I appreciate, because, you know, I live, right at the exit of Evergreen, and maybe if I lived in a different part of the city, the pothole situation I'm dealing with wouldn't be that bad, you know? But it kind of gives an impression, you know, when it's associated so closely to the park. So I appreciate what you're doing there, and, yeah, I know you have a lot on your plate, trying to learn all this stuff, new stuff, so, okay, thank you.
But I was asked about the pool. I was told that some people may have called and addressed some concerns. How, is it clean, ready to go? I was told that there was some mold issues still in the troughs around the pool.
I think it was stained.
Okay, and that was what I responded with, was that I assumed, because I had seen it multiple years ago, that it was stained or needing paint, but, I just wanted to be able to provide some feedback.
Yeah, no, I believe those are stains in those troughs, just from past winters, all that stuff just sits in there, and it just, they don't wanna come back out, they're embedded in the grout.
I will share that information. Thank you.
The pool's doing okay?
Yeah, everybody happy with it. They opened up a couple days last week. Then finished everything, they opened Saturday.
They opened up this Saturday?
Last Saturday.
Oh, last Saturday. I was gonna say this last Saturday was.
All right, moving on, regular agenda items, 7.1, May 19, 2026, election result certification.
So I'll just read the proclamation for the certified results into record, and then the next step from this is for us just to update our, charter. It doesn't have to come back to you for approval. That was done through the election, but I will, be sending it to Code Publishing, and we'll get it updated online, and then I'll put the new one into Dropbox. I, Joanna Bilbrey, City Recorder for the City of Myrtle Creek, Oregon, do proclaim that at the election held in the City of Myrtle Creek on the 19th day of May 2026, there was submitted to the voters measure 10-212 to amend the City of Myrtle Creek Charter. The official abstract for the primary election, certified by Douglas County Clerk Daniel Loomis on June 11th, 2026, lists the result of this election as follows. Measure 10-212 to amend the city charter received 121 ballots. We have 2,702 registered voters with a turnout of 37.79%. Yes votes receiving 536, no 435, with the measure passing.
I'm surprised it was so close.
Well, what's that half people turn out?
And I think you have some people who just vote no to any changes without really looking at the change request too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it, I'm glad.
yeah. It would have been really messy. Good, any other questions on that? Agenda? All right, moving on, 7.2, Springbrook Road paving project bid award.
Well, I need approval to spend the money. I know that was one of the ones on your guys' goal list with paving Springbrook to cut down on dust. I solicited to Knife River and Los Sand and Gravel. And there was one other one, and the only one that got back to me was on Umpqua Sand and Gravel with a bid of $92,180 to pave, regrade and pave our portion up to the city limits. And I guess I need approval to spend the money.
That was the only one you received, is that, with your experience, is that a fair price?
Yes, I like that we just paid.
So is this comparable in size as to how much needs to be paid?
It is, I want to say there's less quarters, but it's gonna be less, there's no curves and hills. There'll be a lot less grade work and no repair areas. There's a couple potholes they gotta grade out, but it should be a pretty good project.
So Black Pearl, did you check with them?
I did.
And nobody got that?
Well, the only one that would be able to submit a quote is, Los Sand and Gravel.
Can you assume any as to why?
I know AC with Black Pearl, he's been trying to get away from pavement. He likes doing his dirt work. think it's a little more profitable to pay for it. And then, I don't know, that's it.
Did you call them and ask, you know,
I did
did
not
you
call.
guys misplace anything or
No,
it just seems, you know, I'd feel better having more than one response.
okay. I know that's, I can go that reschedule and start getting the bid process again.
And that's gonna put the project back.
Yes.
And in the past, when prior city administrators had reached out to multiple companies, if only one would offer a bid or submit, council has said, well, that's what we're rolling with.
And you feel that this is a fair price comparing it to the one,
Absolutely.
okay?
I'll make a motion to accept the bid from Umpqua Sand and Gravel in the amount of $92,180 to pave the portion of Spring Brook Road that lies within Myrtle Creek City limits.
Second. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, nay? Motion carried. At 7.3, Myrtle Creek Lions Club Flower Basket Donation Request.
My favorite thing to do, ask for money. Usually I do this, as we put the flowers up. And this year I've just been playing catch up with a lot of these things. At our last Lions, we got our budget for flowers, and we're still, inching our way towards making this across the board flush project. And I realized at that time that I had not asked council yet for a donation. Last year, council donated $500. I do know that Councilor Health has some input into it also.
Counselor Ho?
Can I speak?
Yes, please.
What I'd like to see is, since in that proposal that you had, like $50 a weekend for the watering, I would like to see the council take on that responsibility. And that would be, looking at the calendar to get us through the middle of September, that would be 13 weeks. And so I would like to see the council donate $650 to get through the weekends.
What is that, $150 on top of what you're asking? So $650 total? I mean, that's not. Is that in the form of a motion?
And Rick, would you like to make that a motion?
Yes, I would like to make that a motion for $650.
Any other discussion on that? Just to clarify, this is $500 plus like another $150 to help cover the
Just
cost of.
$650 total.
I'm just wondering what the extra was for, is to clarify what you were saying, so I could understand.
Oh, for the weekend, to cover the weekend watering through, the end of August before we take them down.
Perfect, okay.
And that money comes out of our counselor fund.
Discretionary. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Opposed, nay? And motion carries.
On behalf of the Myrtle Creek Lions, thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
How much are you short?
So with this donation, Jeff Johnson offered a little bit more today. The Myrtle Creek Garden Club last year, they donated $750. This year, they donated $1,000 to our project. We had an equal amount, I believe, Main Street Association, up there. I think with these current ones that are coming in, I think we might actually now be even to where our costs, are gonna meet what we brought in. I can next week or next council meeting give an update as to where we are exactly. But I think with all these counties that we.
Let's pledge, we should be flush.
Okay. I'm organization that used to get a letter. We no longer get a letter.
Oh, give her email.
Take to them on Thursday.
we will always take more because it just goes into a pocket account that is just for flowers for the next year.
As we know, the cost of doing business goes up every year.
All right, city administrator report.
Friday, July 10th, I guess there's gonna be a poker run in town, cruise, like, it's, evening time, we're gonna have a cruise, there's gonna be a drone right over the bridge. Maybe when everybody coming into town, they're gonna go to the Lions Club, I believe. Elks. Elks Club. And then we'll be there for a while, have a quick show. Letty at Fort Roseburg.
It's their big poker run. In the past, they haven't stopped here, and so kind of exciting.
And I know they go to different spots, so do they have anticipated time to come here, or is that how they, do they kind of warn you about that?
Trophies announced between 10:30 and 12.
Oh, okay.
They're in town.
Is that ending there?
No, then they're going on to Seven Feathers and then back.
When is that?
July 10th.
There's no meeting, but Tony's got 34,227 $. The Tune-Up Center got their $22,612. Davies got their $38,137. J-Man did some windows for $10,388. And the Rose Motel got $48,337. And all those projects are complete. We spent a total of $153,702.
So J-Man actually got something in?
Yeah,
Like last time you said it.
it is. He had two different ones.
Yeah.
The one, he did take back the one for a kid's building.
Siren. So I've talked to the electrician and I've talked to the programmer who would do the controls for it. It sounds like the controls are, they can't believe that stuff hasn't caught on fire yet.
That would be really ironic, wouldn't it?
All the construction issues, I guess.
The siren, the way it is, it's an old technology and they say that thing belongs in a museum, building. They basically said, if we're gonna move it or really need it, really need to do a new updated siren and have new updated controls done. And nobody wants to give me a price to try to figure out how to make the controls work. So I didn't have a number to tell you what it would cost.
Is there another city around that utilizes siren or ours that maybe you could?
I know Tri-City has one, but I think it's shut off. because-
Annandale uses theirs.
So
Yeah,
then-
Annandale uses, I don't know if it's low too, I don't know.
Port Orford has one and they use it every day at noon just to keep it from rusting. But, you know, you could reach out to the other cities and see what they have going on.
Yeah, they said there's definitely a newer, more modern siren we could get.
But no price.
They wanted to give me a price, they wanted to do this in months. And what we currently have is in really bad shape. So we can move forward and I can keep hunting prices and controls and see if we can figure something out.
Or sign on the dotted line for who knows how much.
Well, I wouldn't have people setting up. But yeah, pretty much the electrician, but I don't know how the electrician will have this stuff hasn't pushed into things yet. And this tech.
Where's that at, there too, with it, or that's?
No, it's in a closet back here.
Oh,
Fireproof closet? Where it's contained or we're gonna put the whole building down with it?
No closets, nobody can get into it if it does catch on fire.
Awesome.
So.
I think it's what it is too.
It's still one, I'll proceed on some new controls and siren and get some right.
I think it would be interesting instead for us to know, instead, let's see, to know.
Yeah.
Check out some of those tornado warning sirens that they have in the Midwest.
Oh, yeah.
Those things you hear for miles.
And then we can just take this one down and go put it in Minnie's museum.
That's right. You don't feel like that.
Also, maybe looking, to try to find somebody through the state that could possibly give you some information.
Yeah.
What you could do.
Anything else? Any other questions? Or is that?
How's the golf course?
Good.
We've asked and
Really good. We finally got our sprinklers in, so we're gonna start putting new sprinklers in the ground, we replaced a couple of the broken ones we had that shut off, there's a few dry spots out there. Two dry zones, so we couldn't shut off just said sprinklers, so we had to shut off the whole zone. So our sprinklers showed up yesterday. We were just putting them in Thursday. All the motors will be good. It feels like the course play is crazy. You know, Saturday when I was out there was a lot of people at 7:15 rolling up, waiting in line to go out.
wonderful. How about continuity on the prices and stuff? Because we talked about that at the Parks meeting.
I think that guy, so our weekend rates are different than our weekday rates, and I think and we looked back through the records, that he went on like during the week, and then went on a Saturday, and then he went after we lifted the welcome back special.
Okay.
That's why he had different rates.
Okay. So that's been straightened out.
Yes.
There's no
Yeah.
conflict on pricing.
Anything new on the kitchen?
Waiting on the county and Washington to give me the answer.
Because they got back to you, then, they waited.
Yeah, it was working.
And of course, you know, they're the ones gonna do the repair.
Yes. They're the ones who have been doing all the talking, and talking to them. And so far, they're the ones, yeah, I need to reach out to them and see where we're at on the process.
Any other questions? Is that? All right, mayor and council comments. Bob? No.
This weekend, parade Saturday at 11, led by Chief Brewster. Parade starts at 1, Alex is having a breakfast. I think it starts at 7, maybe 8, I don't know. There's no breakfast, $15 per person, I thought. That's all I got.
I have a couple of questions here. I wanted to know about, a little bit more about the mill site improvement plan, how that's coming along.
So we have go through, Joanna has put together all of the over 500 comment cards that we got and put it into a draft and sent it off to the people who were doing the master plan for us.
Cool.
I'll put them in your Dropbox.
Oh, good.
Amazing to get 575 responses to a survey.
What was the main thing that people wanted to see? I clearly did not look at it.
Yeah, the main response is definitely restrooms high on the list, playground, expanding it. Splash pad was on there quite a few times. I did let the architects know that's not something we can do there, and if in the future we were to look at it, it would most likely be Steinbach Park if that would go. We had a lot of comments for courts, for basketball, and more tennis and pickleball, which we have, Steinbach has basketball courts and Evergreen has pickleball and tennis. Those would be hard to put pavement in mill site, it's not really for it. Big on, the restroom improvements, playground improvements, walking trail was huge. Also disc golf improvements, people wanting, more holes. We are restricted space-wise, so I don't know what we can do there. Water fountains was a big one. Exercise equipment was mentioned a few times. So we've got a lot that we gave to, the architect to work with for improvement.
That's good. I wanted to ask, there's a mural going up on Oaks.
On the Elks?
Elks. And it looks, it looks pretty good, but, I kind of, was surprised. I kind of wish that they at least had come and told us that they were gonna do that, but, you know, considering what they have, it looks pretty good. And then also I was wondering about the other murals. Nobody has mentioned anything, and I'm just wondering if that's still an area of interest or what.
So the mural that Chrissy and I, presented, oh gosh, a couple months ago, I'm in constant contact with that guy probably every other month. But he's looking at probably in the springtime that he wouldn't be able to start until he's just muraling it up all across the, Oregon at least, I know. So we are on the list to do it, yeah.
Is the mural committee still in existence?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think so.
Yes, independently, I see little bits.
Okay, and then my last question, which isn't really that big, but there used to be a garbage can at the very back of Evergreen. And I noticed that that has been moved, and there's a lot of traffic now, pretty regular back in the back there. And I was wondering if we could get a replacement so that, you know, there's not so much garbage back there.
You say the back of everything.
Yeah, when you go straight back, a lot, right in front of the creek there, you know, if you go.
Back then, that picnic table?
Yeah, just right next to the creek area, you know. So. Yeah.
Joanna, Luke and I attended the Small Cities in Winston the other day. They brought the cheetah in. We had, Mexican from Carlos catered in. And Joanna took a lot of notes on stuff.
Filled them in when I got back, went down the list.
Right, because we're expecting to see you there the next time.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I intended to go this time, but then something came up. I don't remember what. It was running around like crazy.
And that guy's wanted for murder right now. The tenants wanted.
Oh,
That's
great.
what all
Yeah.
the intentions.
Okay.
Awesome.
That'll do it.
Oh, all the police on 101.
Oh. Yeah, it was a good meeting. That's my first time actually able to go. It was really nice about it. And I think like Joanne and I were talking about, I like Winston's idea of that flyer. I know it's not the most exciting thing to do, but a quarterly flyer, I think we're talking about quarterly, I think would be a really cool thing because it would really get events out to the public in a different way. Be interested to see it. How that would work. It seemed like it would be pretty expensive, quarterly plus quarterly event.
Right, and it's targeted mail to just
Yeah,
pertinent
so,
people, not.
so we can kind of explore that, but it was really, I mean, it was really cool to see that cheetah, I don't know. More of that's great. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Yes, your turn, Rick, sorry, Rick, you want to say anything?
Yeah, did we, maybe I missed it, did we discuss again, the first meeting after 4th of July, has that been canceled?
So, is that the time of the 7th? You want to be here the 7th?
You guys go to the council consensus.
We're not canceling this next one, right?
Yes, July 7th.
July 7th, the time when, we were talking about whether or not we want to cancel July 7th.
Oh, that's the one without the department
Yeah.
reports and stuff.
I can call in for it, if needed, but
I mean, do we have anything on the agenda that's pressing for that day? Or we can just move to the next one? Then, yeah, I mean, you guys are open at the time. Cancel. Cancel it. All right. Consensus, cancel, you guys okay with that? All right.
Did you hear that, Rick?
So I believe it's canceled?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
4 in a row, you're gonna miss. Right, adjourned.